And we are Longo Drives, Tread Talks. I am Mike.
And I'm Mel.
Mel, what's happening?
It's been good, but today we have a very, very special guest along with her plus twos and also someone that we've been following for a really, really long time now. And being able to see her journey so far, we thought that, it would be a great idea to bring her along. Everyone knows her as the Furrunner.
The Furrunner.
But today she's also coming in as Crystal.
Yes.
And we wanted to get to know her a little bit better and see what her story is.
I think the biggest thing for us is realizing, especially because obviously we've been doing a lot of podcasts about what happens behind the scenes, right? And we're real people working at dealerships and we love what we do. But Crystal's a perfect example of somebody in the automotive culture. The enthusiast, right? Forerunner culture, off-roading, overlanding, getting dirty, going out there. But there's so much more to who she is besides just Forerunner, and the doggies. So I can't wait to get started.
So we have Crystal today, and we also have Kobe.
Yes.
And we also have Cruzy.
Super excited. Crystal, welcome to the show. How are you today? We are so grateful that you're here. We're grateful that you brought your fur babies with us. This is great to have them and to see them so peacefully hanging out with it. My dog would never do that. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me and allowing the fur babies to be here. I'm super excited to just talk with you guys and get to know you a little bit more and just talk about Toyota stuff. I could talk forever about Toyota stuff and dogs. So super excited.
You're a hardcore Toyota enthusiast and also a pet lover, right? Everyone knows you as the Furrunner, but we are also here today to get to know Crystal, right?
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I'm super excited because I let a couple of folks know that you were going to be here, and many of our parts counter folks and service folks were like, "Oh, Furrunner, yeah, I follow her," and I was like, "She's going to be here today," so you might get some autograph session later on. We never know.
No paparazzi, please.
No paparazzi.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everyone's a friend.
So today, who do we have here with us? So you're here, and who else?
So we have Mr. Kobe. Well, goes by Kobe, but I call him Mr. all the time. And this is Cruzy here. She's kind of over here on the side, laying down, because she's a big girl. She doesn't fit right here. And then in doggy heaven, we have Kira. She recently passed a month and a half ago, and she's my baby girl. She'll always be my baby girl. And she was the first dog I had of my own. And I will always include her in everywhere I go. So
yeah,
she's
so
always
sorry.
Here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yay. Well, welcome Kobe and also Cruzy, right? They're the best guests too.
Yeah, and Kira in spirit.
And Kira
in spirit.
We can't forget about Kira.
So a little bit of the history here on your life and getting to where we're at with the Toyota Love. One of the things that I heard about you, and I need to know if this is true, is it true that you hold a record in soccer? Because soccer is your other passion, right? I think it's really easy to just see, follow you on social media and know, okay, she's Furrunner and Forerunner and doggies and all the causes that you represent. But I understand that you have the highest record for something. What is that?
Yeah, so growing up, I played soccer. I would say soccer is a huge part of my life. And I did club soccer as a young girl and then high school soccer for varsity all 4 years. And then I went on to play for UC Riverside.
Oh, that's cool.
So that kind of paid for my college. I got a full scholarship. But high school, I was very known for scoring a lot. So I have the most goals record, about 41, I believe, for Riverside regional county. I'm not sure exactly. There's a region. I don't think anyone's broken it yet.
So you have 41.
41 goals in a season, yeah, for high school varsity.
So you're like the Ohtani of soccer because he's at 30 right now. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's a big deal.
It's been a while. I still play here and there, but I think what I do now more is I coach soccer. So I've coached high school varsity for 8 years and girls soccer. Okay. And then I coached college, now going on my 8th year too, community college, women's soccer. And I've done club soccer, so little boys, little girls. And I ref. That's actually a fun fact. People don't know that about me. I referee soccer, so I did kind of semi-pro games.
Oh, dang.
I became an official, but I kind of stopped after COVID just because, things kind of died down then. And but yeah, I ref soccer, I coach soccer, and I play soccer. And I still play it for fun when I can.
Why in the world would you ref soccer? Parents are so mean.
not just parents. I think the coaches are mean. Adults are mean when I would referee adult soccer. It's just I don't know. I think it really helped me become tough and thick-skinned.
I would think so.
It helps my leadership skills a lot. I kind of feel like I was thrown in the den of lions when I started, but it was a good. I wanted to just be around soccer, and I thought refereeing was a good way to make like a side hustle, make some money, and then still be around soccer. And I enjoyed it, but at first it was really scary.
I was gonna say, was it worth the pay? Because it's a rough gig.
Sometimes it is. If you're working a full day, you can make anywhere from like $200 to $300 a day, but that's if you're putting your body out there for 8 hours, and like it gets mentally and physically exhausting. But again, it definitely makes you grow thick skin, and I think it builds your confidence too.
So it's kind of like a double pay. Like you get the money, but then you also grow as an individual. Like, and
you work with different officials, so referee officials. So you work with like different assistant referees or lead referees, and then you get coached. Sometimes you get like observed or basically assessed. They call it assessed.
Okay.
And then they teach you how to be better. So you can always be better. But one thing I learned being a ref, like you can literally officiate a game 99% right. That one call, that 1%, you're the worst referee in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's always that one call, though.
Yeah, we watch the Dodgers quite a bit. My family, I'm over at my lady's house, we're watching Dodgers, and when the calls go our way, we're like, best ref ever. And then when the call goes wrong, we're like, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. World. Yeah, we're like so double-sided there. It's not even.
And we're not perfect.
It goes for every sport, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So then you're coaching soccer. That's your real gig, right?
And then, yeah, that's like my side gig still.
Oh, that's your side gig too.
My real gig, my big girl job is I'm a high school counselor for kids who go to college at the same time, so middle college. So I've always been a counselor. That's what I studied for. So I graduated with my bachelor's of psychology, and then I got my master's in counseling. And now I'm using that towards K through 12, so kindergarten through 12th grade students. So I kind of been a counselor for elementary school kids, middle school kids, high school kids, and now I'm kind of doing the in-between, like high school kids that go to college. So they earn 2 years of college credits by the time they graduate high school.
That's so cool. I think I've seen that when I was in school. Not a lot of people knew about it, but I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger.
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
And I got to say, when I hear you say that, it makes me feel dumb, because when I was in high school, I was definitely not trying to get ready for college. I was just doing the thing, right, and getting through it. So that's just fascinating. And then you do counseling. So like there's this whole other side of who you really are, right? Yeah. That besides what we get to know.
My other life.
Within the social media posts. That's one of the things that Melanie and I talked about, is that in the automotive community, right, it's so easy for all of us to just see that that's what the person at least is showing us. But then when you start to learn more about them, then you really sort of get that exposure where you go, well, they're bigger human beings than just the exhaust note of their car or the wheels that are on there.
Yeah, it's like learning like more about the driver behind the wheel, or more the stories behind the rigs, right? You'll usually see like pictures or videos, but then you sit down by the campfire and you hear people's stories, like we encountered a bear, or we spent like a week in like Alabama hills, or my Furrunner, my Tundra did this and like off-road, and something like that. And I'm just like amazed by it. I love hearing people's stories and like why they love their trucks or their Furrunners or even just their cars. Even I know some people that just have Corollas, and I'm like, that's how I started.
Yeah.
And they love to deck it out, wrap it pink, or take it like by the beach, or there's so many things and places you can do with your Toyota. So it's really cool.
Love that.
And you've always been Toyota.
Yeah, so my first car was a 2009 Toyota Corolla XRS, and I still have it.
XRS, very important.
Yeah.
For those of us that are in the know.
It's technically the fast one, I think.
Yeah. It was 2 different power plants, that series.
So my dad did some research because he wanted to buy me my first car. He said, as long as you graduate high school, go to college, like I will buy it for you and I'll let you keep it. So he did research and said, Miha, this is going to be the most reliable car I can get you. So he's really good about making good investments, especially when it comes to his money. But we bought it off a person who was the only owner in San Diego. And the day we drove it back, we got pulled over.
Did you really?
For tint. But we told the officer, like, hey, like we just bought it. Kobe, come here. Kobe, come here. Sorry, he's coming off. No.
Hey, Kobe.
Stay.
In the cruising.
Sorry.
Cruising
they're waking up from their little nap. So we got pulled over right when we bought it, but he let us go since we just bought it, and we showed him proof of bill of sale. But I've had it ever since. It's beat up for sure.
Yeah.
I got T-boned during COVID in a parking lot, and then it's got some leaks going on just because age, with time.
Yeah.
So it's at its end. It's got like 230,000 miles. So I definitely put over 200 on it because when I got it, I think it was a little under 30,000.
I'm going to have to rewind and correct that. It's not towards its end. It's just being broken in. It's a Toyota.
Mike's big on that.
Yeah, you can't say that about a Toyota. $500,000.
I think
now,
you're right.
Yeah.
I don't want to let it go. Trust me. I've tried to sell it a couple times, and I don't want to let it go.
Is there
but my
emotional-
dad's pushing me to
Is there
sell
an
it.
emotional attachment to it?
Yeah,
It's been through your
because
life. It's been your best friend through so much.
All my relationships, my hardships, the best and worst times, all my schooling, high school, college, when I got my master's, and then when I bought my first house. So that's when I realized, hey, I need a bigger car. Because sorry if you hear the dogs crying.
That's okay. No, I love it.
Crazy, down, come on, down. So I realized I needed a bigger car, an SUV, when I got my first big girl job as a counselor, and I was moving houses. So I bought a house during COVID time, 2020, and I had my father help me with his truck move everything out from my rental house that I was in. And when we moved, I realized 3 dogs in the back of a Corolla is very squished, and
it's tight.
It's super tight, and I was like, I need a bigger car. I finally closed on my house. I'm going to spend some time doing research. And 2021, June or July of 2021, I can't recall. I think it was June. I realized I needed a bigger car, and I did some research, got some inspiration from Instagram. I love the Lunar Rock color immediately.
It's my favorite too. Yeah.
It's a showstopper.
Yeah. And then I saw the RAV4 and I was like, oh, that's awesome. It looks great. And then I saw the Furrunner and I was like, oh, this is the one. And then I saw that the rear window rolls down, and I just saw that it was more like Beast. It had more of a Beast kind of look.
Yeah, it's a lot of Beast. Yeah.
And capability, like the 4x4 features. And the TRD Pro just really struck me. And I also knew that was the only color the Lunar Rock came in at that time. So I didn't want to take a chance if it wasn't going to come out later in the future. And I also thought, I need it now.
Yeah.
So I purchased my car, and from there I started an Instagram page. I think I started even before I had the car, just because I was so excited.
Telling the story about it, yeah. You didn't even have it, but you were telling the story.
Kind of, yeah. And then started following a lot of people on Instagram to get more inspiration. And from there on, we started, a little Furrunner fam. I like to call it our Furrunner fam.
It's the cutest name possible, the Furrunner. Everyone just knows you by that. So it's awesome.
I can't take full credit though. There is more.
There's inspiration.
There. Yeah.
I saw a dual post where there was 2 of you, and I was like, wait a second.
There's a lot of us. There's PNW Furrunner. There's the Furrunner in Arizona. There's Furrunners all over the country. And I've actually seen maybe a 4th or a 3rd gen have the plate saying that, or they have a little decal on their Furrunner.
I think I've seen that too.
So it's like, oh, this is a lot older than me, this car, this truck. So it's like they've had it before. So it's like, we're a good, cool group of, most of it's females, but I think there might be a couple males out there.
I think it's awesome, the platform that it's built on, and then the people that support it. It's really cool. Speaking of your Furrunner though, tell us a little bit about your build. What do you have on it now? What do you have planned or anything like that?
And I think I'm going to interrupt real quick. Before you go into that, I caught something. When you were looking, you looked at RAV4 first, and then Furrunner caught your eye. Did you have an idea that you were getting the best of the best when you picked the TRD Pro? I mean, you were picking the color. Did you realize it's the most coveted Furrunner out there, and you were like, oh, I like the color?
I don't know if I realized
you didn't realize it at the moment.
I was the color, and then I knew the TRD Pro was the top. So I was like, well, go big or go home. And also, I didn't have a choice. The color is
it was the color,
she needed it.
The color only came in the TRD Pro, and I also thought I want to immediately use it to be capable to go to the mountains, the desert, all these different places. But it's still, even then, I didn't know about all this community that comes with it, all the things you can do with it besides just travel. But yeah, it's definitely the color first, then the capability.
And what I love about it is that the color sold you. you were going to get it no matter what. But then from there, it's just exploded into like this big thing for you. And you asked about the build, so we're going to go back to that. But I needed to really dig into that.
Yeah, I asked about the build. So anyways, Crystal, tell us what you have on it now, and then what are your plans for it?
I think if I'm going to talk about my build, I have to go from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I bought like headlights first, some ditch lights, some sliders, because I knew protection and I need more lighting, especially if I'm going to go at nighttime. And then I thought, okay, like what else can you do? And I started doing little like modifications, like little decals, like stickers, things like that. But because it's expensive.
Oh yeah, no, it adds up.
It's really expensive.
It's an expensive hobby.
So little by little. And then I went to my first event at Toyota Redlands. They did something called Pups and Trucks.
Yep.
And I saw it online on Instagram, a flyer. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to this. Like, I don't know anyone, but doggies, right? Doggies and Toyotas is not too far from me. It was like about 30 minutes. I was like, I'm going to go check it out. I just got so much more inspiration from like seeing all the builds there, and then obviously all the puppies. And I honestly think that was what initially inspired me to go to more events and meet more people. And I asked a lot of questions because everyone was super friendly in those places. And they would tell me like, take it slow, take your time, you know, you don't need to go big right away. You're going to change your mind and things like that. Kobe's drinking water.
Yeah, no, we can hear him. It's so awesome. I feel like I'm at home.
So I took my time and I took advice from those people I met, and I did change my mind a lot.
Yeah.
I bet.
Because you see different builds in different companies, different ways of doing things, and everyone has a different purpose in their build. Like one can make their Furrunner meant for overlanding, right? More camping, like long-term camping. Some people do pre-runners, right? For their Tacomas, or even long travel for Tacomas or Tundras or Furrunners. Like everyone has a different purpose. So I feel like even though it's the same vehicle, you can modify it to your use, right? To what your desire. And for me, it's like I always felt like I was in the middle. Like I like speed, but I also like to go slow. And I don't want too much weight on my vehicle because I don't camp very often, just because I like my showers and I like being comfortable, like extra comfortable. Yeah, I like civilization a little more. So maybe a couple days, a few at the most. And yeah, so I realized like this is the way I want to build it. And I just made sure I built it really slow. So, and then I would go to the events, win some raffle prizes and things like that, and then eventually buy parts for things. And then with time, companies noticed my page and my build and wanted to, you know, work with me, and they had faith in me. I really love those companies that were there at the very beginning because, you know, I was really small. Like everyone starts out small, and they believed in me. And from there on, I just kind of started jumping on the trends and also recapping events that I went to, and then just, you know, documenting my life with my Toyota and my babies.
So your social account is more of like a digital diary, right? When we ran into you at the Overland Expo, it was really cool to be able to see you in action. And then you're like, wait, give me like 2 minutes so that I can edit this recap really quick. You were dedicated and you can see the passion. But what really stuck out was that you made a comment and you're like, you know, I don't care how long the video is. It could be a full minute and it could be the longest shots ever, but you're doing it for you. You're recapping it so that you can look back at it and see, okay, these were my memories. So I guess like brands resonate with that now, you know, and it's really cool that you're still keeping that up, and that's who you are, right? I don't know if it's still true, but your social media is literally your digital diary, right?
Yeah, I like that digital diary, or just like an album of my life, like documenting like the good and even the hard times. But obviously you see more good, but I feel like when I take a picture or make a reel, whether it's like something small or long, like 1 to 3 minutes long, I want to be able to watch it and go back and feel what I felt that day, like relive that experience and capture like the genuine moments, the authentic moments, like people that I interacted with, the other dogs that were there. So again, it is for me. You know, a lot of people care about numbers, and I get it. Numbers do matter sometimes, but I already have like, this isn't my like, how would I say, my living, right? I don't make a living off of it necessarily. Like I have 2 jobs already. So it's like, this is just my side hobby. And, you know, I like the growth that I have, even though it's a slower pace than some bigger accounts. And that's fine because it's an authentic growth in my way. And kudos to everyone who can grow really fast too. Because again, honestly, Instagram is such a weird like algorithm and how to get in. I don't stress about it.
It's a very paced place. A lot of people share their stories in many, many different ways. You never know. Everyone has their own audience. Kobe's right here next to me.
Kobe came to visit on this side. It's awesome.
Kobe's like, I want to try it over there.
I want to try it over there. I really love the digital diary part because, again, I'm on the older scale of the group here in the room. And one of the things that I've always done is that when we go on vacation with the family, I'll go. Instagram allows me a full minute. I'm going to go to a minute, and my wife basically will say, well, how long is it now? Because I'll think I'm done with the video. We're in Costa Rica or Florida, whatever. And I'm like, well, we're at 52. And she's like, you've got 8 seconds. Hold on, I got pictures. And she starts sending me stuff because she wants the whole minute. She wants the whole diary to be done, right? And then people who remain nameless will be like, it's too long. I didn't watch the whole thing. Right, Melanie? But besides that, I love it. But that's so super important.
30 seconds for me.
Yeah, 30 seconds for you and you're out. Question, you obviously get a lot of time with the overland community, but you also get a lot of time with just the Toyota community.
Yeah.
The differences between the groups, if you had to say, is there a difference? Is there one of them is more fun, the other one's more healing? Is there one that's more inspiring? Or is it the same group of great guys and girls that are in big trucks?
I think I don't know. I guess there's some little differences, right? Like if you go to a certain, company, or let's say, I don't want to throw out names, like different, that are not Toyota, like you get a different feel of the environment. Again, it also the lowered car scene versus the truck scene is very different
Completely
too.
Different.
I know that for sure in general across the board, like there's definitely more, maybe this is just what men tell me, but I've also kind of witnessed it, like egos and intimidation, or, one-upping people, like whose car is better, or they're not as open, but again, I can't judge that for sure. I feel like I'm sure there's really good like events and meetups and things like that where everyone is, appreciative of every build. But across the board, I spend way more time at Toyota. I'm a little biased, and I do hear from other people who don't drive Toyotas. I go to different events. They tell me they love coming to Toyota events more than they do for their vehicle type. So I won't say who, but I've heard that a few times.
So there is a difference.
There's a little bit of a
They think it's more friendly, more open. And I don't know what words to describe the opposite, but I would just say that I love our community. It's so easy to talk to anyone. I mean, obviously no one's perfect, right? Not just one place is perfect, but you're going to get little things here and there that are not going to go your way always, or you know what I mean? So, but for the most part, I think every time it's been so easy to interact with people because they're just so friendly and open. And when they have dogs too, right? Any community, especially the car community, the trucks, right? Like people who like go camping, adventure, they bring their dogs, and it's just so cute to interact with them, and boom, immediately, like you have some commonalities, right? Not only your rigs, but your dogs, and it's just so easy to get along.
I want to say that for us, when we've done our Longo Drives events and we have our car meets here, that I feel like I sense some of that when you're looking at the sedan or the sports car community, and we have a part of the lot that has a lot of those folks there. There's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of ego to how much horsepower they've achieved, or what the track times are, or if they're not just dailying it, but they also track the car. There's that sense of pride. Whereas with the overlanding and the off-roading community, they're super excited about the last thing they slapped on that thing, and that it didn't fall off when they were off. Like, I went off-roading and I went on Anza Borrego, and none of my stuff fell off, and I didn't get any dents or scratches, and there's like a different level of excitement for what they've accomplished with the vehicle. That is, I think, less ego and more like I survived it, and less like I'm better than you, right? But I get it, because I've got some of my closest friends that work here. They have over 1,000 horsepower in their Supra, and we all drool. We're like, turn it on. We just want to hear the exhaust.
I love fast cars. I think that was where my love for cars in general started, like Fast and the Furious.
Right.
I had my Nintendo games, and it was like Need for Speed or things just involving cars. I had like a collection, like a shoebox full of like little Hot Wheels or all those things, and I was so Cruzy, come here, girl. She's a little. It's okay. I got her.
I love it.
Yeah, she's just a little anxious right now. She'll settle down right now. So I had a whole shoebox. I had a whole shoebox of Hot Wheels and toys like that are cars, and the day my mom sold it in a yard sale, I was like the saddest girl ever. I didn't even play with Barbies really. Like it was just always boy toys, like dinosaurs, cars, things like that, Legos. I don't know. I always was a tomboy too. Like I had more boys that were friends than girls. And same thing with soccer. I grew up playing with boys.
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah. Of course.
So, but yeah.
Well, and I think that takes us to an area,
I brought it up the other day.
Go
I was
run with
really
it.
curious. I really wanted to ask you, Crystal. In the last 5 years or so, you see this spike in women being more involved with the overland scene or off-roading, things like that, right? So when you see that, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And you feel inspired and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But being in this type of community, especially just in the car scene in general, it's really hard for, I guess, a lot of women to feel either accepted or feel comfortable in many different situations, or just not being judged in any shape or form because they are a female. So I wanted to ask you, how has it been for you being in, when you go out to the mountains or anything? How's it been for you as a female in the community?
That's a really good question, because I feel like I've always kind of experienced that with everything that I did, whether it was my line of work. I was always the individual. I didn't have coworkers so much, or refereeing soccer. There's not a lot of female refs, so you're dealing with a lot of male personalities. Come here, Cruzy. Come here, Cruzy. Sorry,
there
she's getting anxious right now. So you're dealing with a lot of male personalities and male, spectators and components. It's you learn to work with them more. But in terms of the overland off-roading community, the car community in general, it's very male dominated. So I think with my experience and all that stuff, I don't feel intimidated, just because I've already felt a lot of
you're used to it.
I'm kind of used to it, and I don't care if people don't like me. Not in a bad way. It's it's
just the mentality, right?
Yeah, it's I care, it's my vehicle. I only care about what I put on it. The only person that matters is me. So I think my parents really taught me that well growing up, not really being affected by what others think of you, just doing your thing, and that's all that matters. But I do get a lot of inspiration from the women in the community, because again, there's a lot of cool women builds out there. There's cool pages too. I know one that's growing right now is called Ladies with Rigs.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So my friend Sierra has a 4th gen Furrunner. I think she lives in Ventura area. So she started that page, and it's literally to support all the women around. They just did a camping trip together to Yosemite. I couldn't make it because my work schedule changed, but they post different builds. You can collab with them, tag them, and you can ask questions, right? You don't feel intimidated about what's this part? I have no idea what this does. Should I be changing my oil this often? Things like that. Yeah. Because when I started, I didn't know what a suspension is, or what are upper control arms, what are
everything,
bump stops, what does this do, how does it benefit? So just so many questions, and I learn a lot on YouTube on my own, but asking questions to people, it helps a lot. But the males, I think they're more supportive than not, though. At least from my experience, they're more than willing to explain to you and help you. And sometimes you get the opposite from certain women.
No way. No, really?
Yeah,
I did not expect that.
Girls are mean.
Actually, yeah.
Girls are mean sometimes.
There's been so many situations where I could see it for sure. Yeah.
I was bullied growing up, and just because in 5th grade, another girl had the same name, Crystal, and she was the queen bee, and her little posse, they threw my homework in the toilet. I was so sad. Yeah. And I only had boys that were friends at the time, so I was bullied. I mean, that's not severe case of bullying, but I experienced that growing
It made you
up.
feel some sort of way.
Yeah. It's okay. It makes me stronger, I think.
I did not expect that.
So
yeah, wow.
I think
I can expect that in social, but I wouldn't expect that in the automotive community of what we're talking about, which is more male dominated, that any of the females that are breaking into it would not be super cool to each other.
It's a few, not
it's just a few.
Not
Got it.
It's just certain situations.
It's a few, and I don't know why these things come up when I've never done anything to anyone. I've only been super supportive.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff you have to deal with. I mean, people have told me with great build come great haters.
Oh, I love it.
Mammoth Furrunner said that, and I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, like the more you're out there, the more you're growing and engaging and all these things that like you're gonna get people who don't like things, and that's just how it is. Like they don't like how your setup is, and at the same time, it's like why do I care what they think? It's my car.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
So for the people who aren't in like the overland car community, anything like that, what kind of advice do you have for people who now might want to look into get into it?
Ooh, I would say the biggest piece of advice was start by going to an event. Honestly, people are so willing to help you, like explain things to you. Because I asked a lot of questions, and I would look at people's bill, like, "What's this? Why did you do that? Like, tell me a little bit more about your rig and your experience and your adventure." So, and I feel like once you see a build, you want to kind of lean towards, like, "Oh, I want mine to look like this." Then you start doing more research.
Oh yeah.
Kind of hang out with those people, and you start seeing like, oh, so this is what it's going to take to, you know, achieve this type of build. So I think with me, I started kind of leaning towards more of the Forerunners, like oh, like they set their setups like this, so I need to do this, and I need to do that. So I would say just going to an event, being open to people, asking questions. Like I said, everyone's really, really open and nice and friendly in the Toyota community. So events, and even trail runs. There's trail runs we go on, and I don't know anyone. I know maybe a few people, and then it's like we get to know each other. And by the end of like the trail run, we're
You guys
like
are besties.
Yeah. So I love that you can literally know no one, and then by the end of the event or the trail run, you have like so many more friends now.
Yeah,
I love that.
And there's a huge slippery slope for you because you started with Furrunner, which is like a beast, a legend. It's one of the more well-known, SUV off-road vehicles. It's really so well established. And you had a TRD Pro, so a lot of the things that you didn't even know what they were, you were talking about linkages and arms and bull, right? Like you were already way ahead of the game because you didn't have to worry about a lot of that stuff. Like you were way ahead of most of us because most of us would start with like an SR5 and go, wait.
What else do I need to do?
What do I need to do? Like everything. Oh, well, that stinks. Okay, but you had a great aspect on there. You mentioned Mammoth Furrunner, and we actually reached out to him. So I'm actually going to break into some of the information here that I love to cover that I get in trouble with. So we're going to quiz you right now.
Okay.
So you told me to reach out. I reached out to him. He's going to be joining us. We're going to have a Longo Drives.
Cool.
Beast and Brew. And we're going to be honoring Furrunner because we're super excited about this 6th gen Furrunner. So, and I know when I asked you about the 6th gen, you've had a chance to drive it. You've had a chance to be in it. You think it's a pretty cool rig. But you are a little bit more partial. Is it safe to say that you're a bit more partial to the 5th gen?
Yeah, and that's just normal to have a bias just because I feel like I've had it for now 4 years, almost exactly 4 years now I've had the 5th gen, and then I've only had the 6th gen for a few days, so I really couldn't test it to its limits, I'll be honest with that. But it was more like the design that kind of made me think, oh, the dogs are really tight back here, or they can't jump on as easy. But it just depends. Everyone has a certain people take time to fall in love with things sometimes. And I think that's the thing. And whenever something changes, you're going to have half the amount of people that love it and half that don't. And I would say I love it. Is just there's little tweaks I would change just because we're so used to the 5th gen. And they always jump on the side where the door opens, and now it's like, oh, I don't think you can jump through there. We're going to have to find a different way to do that. So they go in through the back, and just little things. Change is always hard for people, but I think at the end of the day, it's for the good.
Going back to your build, what is the favorite thing that you've ever put on it? Like you were just fired up. Like I saw that you went through 3 different sets of wheels already.
Yeah.
Right? She's had shoes.
I think 4 now.
Oh, you had 4 now?
At this point, yeah.
We love
so you had the TRD original ones, and you had
the black ones.
Then you had black bronze ones that were
matte bronze. Yeah.
Matte bronze.
And then I went red.
And then you have the chrome ones right now.
Now I have machine,
They're so pretty.
So pretty.
I'm surprised people like them a lot. Machine is, I've never been a machine type of girl, or chrome, but I kind of took a chance. I was like, you know what? It might look really cool because I think the contrast with Lunar Rock looks good.
Yeah.
But the goal in the future, I would say maybe later this year, is to go back to beadlocks because my red ones were beadlocks. And I love beadlocks because you can air down so low and you don't need to worry about anything.
Nice.
And again, comfort, right? I want comfort for them when I'm on the trails because they're just back there like this. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry, babies. They're like holding on for dear life. Because I took them on a trail run in Big Bear recently. We did like a little getaway a couple weeks ago, and they're just like, I could tell they're so stressed, but again, I love airing down super low. So the goal is to have beadlock rings and powder coat them red, and then keep the machine.
That's a move. Powder coating. That's
Yeah.
and it looks really good. People think like, oh shoot, did the wheels actually come like that?
No,
you never know.
Red's my signature though. I really think so because I have like a scar on the headlight, and I have
really
some
dig
red
the scar.
accents. Yeah, so I feel like it's like that boldness side of me. Like I always say, like your truck, your rig is a reflection of your own personality.
Yep.
And I always compare it to like Avatar, like where the avatars, they have like this kind of, I don't know what it is, some kind of connection, and they connect to like the animals that they fly on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how I feel about my Furrunner. Like I feel like I'm connected as soon as I like, turn on the car, like we're one, we're two in one.
Yeah.
And the red is like, I feel like represents the boldness I have, but then the Lunar Rock is like calm, because I do believe I'm like a calm person, composed, and given my counseling background. But I like both hot and cold, and that was something they used to write about me in high school because I had like I was in the newspaper a lot. I won Female Athlete of the Year a couple times, and then there was an article that said like, oh, hot and cold. And I had a friend on the team who also went to college, the same college with me. She was more like the fire. She was like want to be bold and loud. We were both captains on the team, and I was more like the quiet one, lead by example, kind of like calming the game down, calming my teammates down.
Right.
So I was like the ice. So we were hot and cold together, which was pretty cool.
That's
so I always
cute.
think of myself kind of like that. Like I do feel like I'm bold at moments, but also like the same. I feel like I'm pretty chill.
I love it. I love the reference to the fact that the car is an extension of who you are. It's such a reflection of our personalities because we're just so tied into it, especially when you've had them for a long time. Like you've had your TRD Pro and the Corolla, so they're part of your life.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the anodized and the brush that you did because it's such a contrast. Everybody has black. And you spend so much money on the wheel and you can't even see the detail on it, right? Until it gets dirty,
agree.
right? And you're like, why did I spend all this money on it? I could just plasti dipped it, right? That's my joke to people. So I love what you did, and the contrast is so hot. We saw it out there parked when you guys arrived.
The sun was hitting it. It looked so nice.
It really was just clinching. And
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Looking forward, one of the things so we're going to get a little deeper to the fact that you're not just a Furrunner gal, right? There's so much more to you: counseling, soccer, kids, life, and so forth. You talked about having a vision board. And
I remember that.
So
you researched about me.
Oh yeah,
it was in one of my other podcasts.
I might have done a little homework. Yeah. So this vision board, Furrunner was on there and became a reality. So since then, what's got on the vision board? What's deeper and longer and wider for you to look at and aspire to?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't revamped it in a while, but I think it's crazy to think that the things I put on my vision board, that first one, like it was a house, it was the Furrunner, it was the dogs, it was also a picture of like Instagram growth, and different counseling things too, and soccer. And it's crazy to think like I'm living it now. Like I've reached those goals.
You manifested it.
I got my master's degree. I got my big girl job. I think I got like my dream job because now I'm working with not just high school students, but college students. I'm coaching college students, college players, and I've grown on Instagram to a point where, again, like numbers don't matter to me, but like, again, I do acknowledge that like over 10K, I'm like, I'm so proud of that. And just the amount of companies that I've worked with, the people, the groups, and Toyota itself, like Toyota SoCal, Toyota Latino, Toyota USA. And it's like, well, I'm kind of like an official partner now because I've worked literally with them officially on like the Furrunner campaign, the new 6th gen. We gave away a 6th gen Furrunner. They haven't announced the winner, but they lent us a 6th gen. We got pictures, we got videos, and just also different being on 2 commercials. One was for the Super Bowl, and before that was more about me and more marketing the Furrunner. This was back in 2023, I believe, or 2024. I can't remember. I think it might have been the beginning of 2024 or the end of 2023. But it's just kind of crazy to think like I hit all those goals on my vision board, for work, for counseling, the dogs, and Toyota, but I think I even surpassed it at some points. Like I didn't think I was going to be like a partner with them, so to speak.
Sure.
And I'm so grateful for all the opportunities. Like Toyota SoCal has been so amazing. I think they were definitely a big, I would say, catalyst for my growth because they believed in me. And that's kind of how like I feel like I started to grow more on Instagram because they would give me access to things. They featured me on their page because I
opened up.
Yeah, it opened up more doors, and that kind of motivated me to put more content out there, right? To do recaps, to do more trending things, to take better quality pictures, like hire a photographer, which I would not be here if it wasn't for my friend photographer, Cole Sonata. He does amazing work, not only with his camera, but like his drone. So his thing is videography, and he's worked with multiple companies and other like, influencers. And I think that was it. He took a picture of me and the fur babies, me petting them in the back of the Furrunner, the roll down rear window. And I feel like that's what helped Toyota SoCal kind of see me a little bit more and win that contest. And
I could see the picture. It's the blue Furrunner, yeah.
Yeah, and he was, I'm so grateful for that photo shoot because I was the last one with Kira. And I'm sorry. Just
okay.
Oh, you're good. She's still here with us.
Yep.
I just miss her a lot.
Let's take a moment. Yeah.
You're good. It's okay.
Okay, well, coming back from a quick break, Crystal, thank you for being so vulnerable with us, and we know that it's hard, but thank you again for being here. We're going to move on and talk about some different challenges.
Yeah.
I think our curious thing was, what is the biggest challenge in your life, personal, Furrunner, counseling, soccer, whatever the case might be, and what are the steps that you're taking to overcome them?
That's a good question. I would say it's more of the personal challenges. Like, I feel like Toyota, Furrunner, the dogs, that's like my escape, that's
Right.
my outlet. Even soccer too, that's like my outlet. I don't feel like I've had big difficulties in those areas, but it's always been the personal challenges. So I would say the first one is like relationships and things like that, right? Personal lives,
Yeah.
like, you go through breakups and then I also had like a career challenge. I had a really mean principal boss in one of my jobs.
Oh.
And yeah, that was probably one of the toughest things I've ever gone through because I had to go through the whole process of like, defending myself, standing up for
tiring.
myself and knowing that, I'd have to go look for another job. And luckily I found something right away, but it was more like feeling you work so hard for something in a place and they don't respect you. And at the end of the day, things just happen out of your control and you sometimes just have to adjust to it and take the L and keep moving on. And I don't even think it's an L. I think it's more like there's something better for you, whether it's like your personal life or your work life. But soccer was also a hard thing in college. Like I got injured and I had to let it go the second to last year of my college career. And I feel like it was such a huge part of my identity. And letting that go was so tough. So I found counseling at that time. I got a job. I went to study in Washington, D.C. because I wanted to be a lawyer at the time, even though I was majoring psych.
Cool.
So I worked in Washington, D.C. as a whistleblower law firm intern. And I even went to court with against the CIA with my boss, and I got experience there. So my internship was about 4 or 5 months, and it's a really good experience. So I kept myself busy, and I feel like how would I put this? Overcoming those challenges was because I just kept pushing myself through it and keeping myself busy and also letting myself open up to new people, new places.
That's fascinating. I don't know that there's a lot of interns around out there at all that could say I took on the CIA during my internship.
Oh, yeah,
like that is some really cool stuff. Like who does that, right? Like we
lost. We lost the case though.
She's like sprinkle.
We have interns here and they're like working in the paint booth and doing other stuff for us. They're definitely not taking on the CIA in any way. That's
in a real court.
That is really great stuff. That's cool.
That is cool. So now that we had a little blast in the past, we want to know what do you have planned next? Like, what are your next projects? What do you have planned for the future? Like, you briefly mentioned merch and, your overall brand as the Furrunner. But what else do you have planned?
That's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I'm just going with the flow of things, and how I mentioned on my vision board, I've hit those goals.
Right.
Now I'm just kind of thinking, what's next? Just continuing going to events, spreading community, and supporting other people. But also I think kind of spending more time with my dogs. I think with Kira's recent passing, taking them more on adventures and giving them more time is important because they're at their end. You know, I wouldn't say at their end, but like they're in their golden years,
Right.
7, 8 years old, and losing Kira at 9. It just feels like I don't want to, go through that again and not feel like, oh, I didn't give them as many memories. But with Kira, I took her a lot to places like trail runs, camping, and just events or just in general places with me. And because I can't take all 3. It's too hard. But so I have peace in my heart that she had a really good life and she was loved. But keep going with the merch. I feel like right now we have hats, patches that just came out.
Share with the class. They're really cool. You brought everything today.
I did. These are just a couple of them. So this is like the most popular one, the black camo one. This is one that's always sold out. But
it's like a camo trucker hat, right, with your signature logo.
Yeah, the snapback. And then this is also a pink one too. But I also do dad hats, so in different colors and styles. There's also some other like popular styles that you can see on the link in my bio has like a Google form that you can kind of order from if I don't, if people that want it are like out of the state. Like it's crazy. I've shipped to Japan too.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That's so
it was really cool. So I sent that person not just a hat. I'm like, I'm going to give you a few hats. I'm going to send you all these different things I get at events, because they give you free things, different vendors. So I'll send them stickers and koozies and shirts and things like that. He really appreciated it.
That's so cute.
That's really cool. Yeah. If the pink one's missing, I didn't take it from my wife. Okay?
Of course you can take it. I like the pink dad hat. That's my favorite.
Kobe wants to join us.
Yeah.
Toby's coming back out.
He's going to get comfortable right now. So I just came out with these patches. So as you know, if you're a Furrunner,
Yep.
Actually anyone on any interior of the Toyota that has like that sticky for the Velcro,
right?
You can put this on there.
Is that rubber? Roof. It's like a rubber bone.
Yeah. And it just says Toyota with the paws. And this is the stickers. So I have them in stickers and I also did keychains.
The bone is so cute.
I love it. Yeah.
I always tell people I got my inspiration from Jeep.
Oh.
So Jeep has a spare tire carrier that has J, Paw, P. And I thought when I was getting my custom grill done in the front, I kept thinking, what ideas can I put in the front? I don't want to put Furrunner, it's too redundant. And I kept thinking, well, I had the TRD Pro grill. Why can't I keep it somewhat Toyota related? And I thought, why don't I just put the paws and replacing the O's? And from there on, honestly, is where I feel like I got more ideas. Like, maybe these should be stickers. Maybe these should be hats, keychains, patches. But little by little, because it costs money to buy bulk and all that. And then, depending if they sell and stuff. But honestly, people love it. And it's so relatable because everyone like that I know drives a Toyota. It could be like the smaller vehicles or the bigger vehicles.
It's so cute.
Yeah, so I would say my merch, I'm going to try to extend it. I want to do doggy bandanas, and I'm working on getting a custom dog mold done for doggy treats. So they'll be like
so you can make them at home, right? That's cute.
Because I know Toyota's given out some free biscuits before at events, and it says Toyota on it on the doggy bone.
It's really cute.
So
can you please include a recipe with it? Because a guy like me would totally make them for their dog, but I have no idea how I would make it. Like,
you should make like a dog
and they're pretty
recipe
simple.
book.
Yeah, they're pretty simple. I know some friends that I met in the community, the dog community too, and they have really organic recipes, especially because a lot of dogs are allergic to chicken. I fostered a pit bull a couple years ago. Best thing I'd done in my life, honestly. He was such a good boy. And it came through the Toyota community because my friend, Andy, who drives a Tacoma, used to, now he has a 6-gen Furrunner. But he was like, Crystal, I need your help. We need to save this dog. My coworker's, friend or something like that is going to take it to the shelter. Can you give him a chance? And I took him in, and he was honestly one of the reasons why I feel like I did all this too. Like, because he was a pit bull.
Yeah.
They don't get good rep in the community, right?
No.
In general,
Aww.
They have a negative stigma. But he taught me a lot about fostering.
Okay, so you have merch, and you briefly mentioned about your grill, and that's your inspo.
Yeah.
And I think that might be your favorite thing on your Furrunner.
It lights up. I love colors.
I know. That is so cool.
You could control it with your app, and could be different colors, like 7 different colors on your phone. And literally, I see people's heads turn at night. Like, the little kids get so like, oh, that's so cool. They look at it. And then I also have RGB lights that are the Fang lights. Mm-hmm. So those light up too. So it looks even cooler with the grill lighting up and then the Fang lights on top of the fog lights lighting up. Yeah. So it's just super cool to have those little things. At first, I was like, I don't know how it's gonna look because some of it's prototype. Like the grill that I got was the first for the 5th gen, and it was made by Dab Custom Grills. They're out based in LA County, and he's like, "Can I use you as a guinea pig?" And I was like, "Sure." And same friend is the one that recommended me, Andy Heejun. His Instagram is toyo.da714, and he has a custom grill that says Toyo, and the I think the Y is Yoda ears.
Oh,
Like
that's
Yoda-
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so he got his done there, and he works with that company. It's a small
So cute.
business. Love that family, and his was highly sold there. Like people want it because a lot of people drive Tacomas.
Yeah.
And now mine's selling because he's getting requests of people getting that one too, and I'm like, that's awesome.
That was
So
my next
cute.
question. Did he then commission and say, I'm gonna start selling it and getting it out there?
I didn't ask for anything in return either. Like he hooked me up, and I was like, look, I want to support you. Like it's really a small family business, and I feel like super relatable to him and his family because my parents were immigrants, and they're coming to this country for like the American dream and to work
Sure.
hard and all that. And he's just trying to provide for his family. And most of the time he spoke only Spanish. I could tell it was a little difficult for to speak English, but he's got kids, he's got coworkers, his team, that speak both languages. And so I just wanted to support him. And he's out at events sometimes too. I got him connected with Rodeo Rigs, so he's able to kind of be a vendor out there, and people just love seeing that stuff.
That's so good to
I
hear. Oh my
know.
gosh.
Yeah.
What else do you have planned though? Like it could be collabs, anything.
That's a good question. There's definitely some other companies that want to start working with me. One of them is Rugged Radios. So they're, communications on the trails, the walkies. And then there's some dog companies, like ones that do tracking for the collars. Fi Dogs, and then there's another one. There's a lot I need to get back to.
Oh my gosh, you're booked and busy.
My emails are. I try to keep up with them. But another one, Perfect House, is I actually got like a custom like Hawaiian dog shirt that has my babies on them, all
That's
their
cute.
faces.
Nice.
And they noticed that I posted about it. I bought it as a gift for myself and to remember Kira. And because it's summertime, the Hawaiian leis that I put on the dogs.
Yeah.
I like that theme for summer. They're like, we noticed you posted that. We'd love to work with you. So I'm like, okay. I just like to tell people, just give me time because it's a lot of time to put into content and to make time to do it after my jobs. Like, sometimes I'm working on reels or pictures at the very end of the day from like 10 to 12 p.m. So I'm just like, I'll get to it when I can.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Now, you glazed over something as we're talking about your future plans. Are you going to be, and you acted like it was no big deal, like, oh, yeah, no, I shot a Super Bowl ad with Toyota. Like, if you thought I did not catch on to that, I was like, wait, what? So are we going to be in the Super Bowl again? January, we're going to see another Furrunner and doggies and you? Or like, what even happened? What is that about?
So Toyota SoCal is the reason for that. So it was mostly marketed during obviously the Super Bowl at halftime, but for our region, right, Southern California. I'm not sure if it was pushed out in different places,
Nationally, okay.
But they definitely focused on the Tundra, the Tacoma, and those people I know, they're my friends, and I'm so proud of them. One of them's Hayden. He also went to UCR, and he played soccer there. So that's kind of like how I knew. I'm like, dang, what a small world. Like, he actually told me, like, he saw my page when he bought his Tundra and was one of the reasons I think he had mentioned, like, I want to start my page and grow it. And look at him now. He's in a commercial. And he does good drone footage, good photography. And again, I always tell people, that's all you. Like, you made that happen. And so I feel like being a little part of it definitely feels nice and rewarding. That's like, oh, that's my friend right there. We went to college together. He just had a baby too. But so they focused on that. And then at the very end of the commercial for the Super Bowl, they put different pictures of Toyota owners, and they used one of my favorite pictures I have had taken on my rig, and it was at the end. But I did have another commercial the previous year that focused on my face. They did I actually talked in the commercial because they had interviewed me over Zoom, and they used my voice. And it was kind of like this, kind of asking questions like, tell me about your Toyota story. Why this? Why that? All natural. And they found a way to kind of mix it in with the, marketing their 5th Gen Furrunner. So, and they had the doggies in the picture. They had my picture in there, like, my selfie. And it was short. It was about 30 seconds, but still, that was definitely one. It's like, I'm seeing myself on TV. What the heck? Like, that's crazy.
That's so cool.
And my friends will like take videos and stuff. But that was definitely one of the moments I felt like, wow, I feel so proud of myself. And I give credit to them. I mean, I feel like but without the dogs, my page would be, not the same. It wouldn't be the same without them.
I love it. And one of the things is it's so relatable. Toyota did that. There was like 5 or 6 of them that featured different people, and they just talked about the reason I got my Tacoma was because, and then they talk about.
And they're doing more of it. They're doing lots of more commercials like that. And I keep telling people like, look, like do this, keep tagging them, keep mentioning them. They will notice you. And if it's in their marketing goals, they may reach out to you for a commercial. I know they did that for the Spanish side of things and also the English, because there's some commercial, like my friend Andy, he has a wife named Mari, and she spoke in Spanish for their commercial.
Right.
That's so cool.
And important to note, it's so much more authentic, right, than the canned commercials that we're also used to looking at. But I think what I love about having you on the show right now and talking about it is to authenticate the fact that this is real people in the real commercials and not some paid actor or this or that, right? It's just so real. Like, we're Toyota enthusiasts, and we're blessed to be able to be asked to be a part of this process and talk about what we love, which is the passion for our cars, for our dogs, for community, for soccer, for all of that. That's very cool. Yeah. Super, super neat. Love it.
So I know Mike's been dying to ask these questions. That's why it's all the way at the end. I'm just kidding.
This is how.
But before we wrap up, Mike has a few questions about your, I guess, perspective on dealerships. And I know it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, but he's going to keep it short, sweet, and simple.
We're going to do our best to do that. And the reason why is, a lot of the reason why our podcast was born is because we want to let people know what happens behind the scenes, right? There's some real legitimate automotive enthusiasts that work here, people that are really kind. I get to work with Brooke on community stuff. We do so much community stuff.
I always see you guys on Instagram doing so amazing things.
We're everywhere, and we're like really good people. And there's a lot of stores out there that have a lot of really good people working there. So we're trying to break the stigma of what's out there. So real quick, without any names, what was your experience like getting your Furrunner?
I cried. They made me cry. It was not good. And I hate to say that because that was my first experience with Toyota. But I know that dealerships don't represent the brand as a whole, right? The company as a whole. Again, I understand I bought during COVID, which was, again, the shortage of chips and the markups. And it was hard to find the Lunar Rock for it. I had to call everywhere, do research, and luckily I called the dealership where I purchased it from, and they said it's coming in. You want to put a deposit? Went in, put my deposit in, and then they kept me updated when it came in, and we agreed when I came in. We agreed, or previously before I picked it up, like we had already ran numbers and things like that, and I already signed. And
so far so good, right? It sounds like a good experience.
Yeah, and I already knew I was going to pay a markup. Like I feel like
you're ready.
Which you would have never done with us.
I know, but I didn't.
We don't mark them up.
I know. I didn't know you guys. I was honestly so new, and I regret it. But it's like also like things happen for a reason.
Right.
Sure.
And this one was very close to home, but it was. Everywhere I called, they said they didn't have it.
Right.
So I thought the first one that I know it's going to have it, I have to get it.
Go and get it.
Because I knew it was going to be my dream car. Like, I'm going to keep this one forever. And I love the color, the capability. So when it came in, then they kept telling me the numbers are not going to like be possible. We have to change it. We have to basically saying like the deal we had is changed now. Like we need more deposit down or like the money
more down payment
down, and I was like, I already given you as much as I could.
Oh my gosh,
like $5,500, and I was like, I don't have more to give, and I kind of said like, look, can we at least get something similar to what we had before, and I'll just go to my federal credit union and figure it out the next day because I have schools first, and they were able to, but it took a long time. I was there late at night because I went to pick it up maybe around 6, 7, and I didn't leave till like 9, 10. So it was definitely a hard day because I felt like I just got dropped off here. I have no way of getting home, thinking I'm going to take home the Furrunner that I have my dreams. And I just felt like they were taking advantage of me. And when we finally made the deal and I finally drove it home. But before that, they had like a little customer like feedback
survey.
Yep.
Sure.
And it was already pre-filled out and they wanted me to sign it. And I was like, I need a new one because I need to rewrite a lot of things.
Like your actual opinion.
Yeah. Like not just like bubble in things, but I need to write in things because I don't feel like it was a positive experience for me.
That's
and also
crazy.
I'm a girl. I'm saying like I was alone. Right. And I do feel like that was a factor.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And again, like I understand, like at that point I knew I was going to bite the bullet for the markup and all those things, but I don't think I got obviously it wasn't a good deal, but I was like, I'm just going to go to my credit union the next day. And I did, and it worked out. But still, I think the experience, it's like, and this is one of my favorite quotes too, like you may not remember what everyone says or does, but you always remember how they make you feel. That was Maya Angelou. So I always think of that. Like, I just remember they made me feel very sad, very upset. And the next week after I had my Furrunner, I had customer service call me, and they took a few thousand off the Furrunner, gave me Toyota Care longer, and they just and it was a woman helping me, luckily. So they try to make it right, but I'll be honest, it doesn't really equate to it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of won't ever shop there ever again, or I recommend them. That's just my experience, and they've reached out a few times for things now that they see where I'm at with social media, but I don't think I could go back there or recommend them. And people have different experiences. Some people have bought from there, of my friends, and they say they've had a great. It's like, okay, good for you.
Good for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things you hit on was really important is the type of sales team member that helps you. One of the things we're proud of is we have a lot of female sales consultants.
I noticed that. That is very true.
And we also speak over 40 dialects. And so when you look at over 40 dialects and so forth, so I get a lot of friends, a family that hey, Mike, and I will literally pair them up knowing, like, I know my family member well enough to know, like, no, you're going to do really well with Katera. You're going to do really well with Iris. You're going to do really well with Daniel. No. So like you're always looking for that match where the two auras will kind of come together in a way that's non-threatening. So just note to self on that. But I think what's interesting here is that you started off a bit rough, got the dream car, but you still were open to collaborating with other Toyota dealerships as well as with SoCal Toyota. So I'm dying to ask you this question. What is the word out in the dirty trails out there when it comes to Longo? Like, what do people say about us?
I've only heard positive things about you guys, so I can't say anything negative, and I've not heard anything negative ever. Because I know during COVID, you guys didn't have the markups at all. I've heard this after the fact, and then with
after
the tariffs, I know. And I had a friend work. I'm not sure if it was Longo Lexus or Longo Toyota, and she had great things to say too. So it was a friend back in college.
Yeah.
Mike, that's good. That's good to hear.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear.
But like even on the trails too, like I've heard people talk about the best dealerships they bought in from, or dealerships that they don't. I think I hear more about the dealerships that are not treating people well or giving them a decent price.
Right.
Never your name comes up.
That's fascinating.
I think that's more what I
And you have
say.
a friend that got a Tundra with us, right?
Yeah. His name is Oscar. He said he got it from here, the 2023 Tundra Lunar Rock. Yeah.
Matching Lunar Rock. How cool is that, right? Best color out there.
Yeah, his build definitely inspired me a bit because he has the carbon fiber hood, the Cybon carbon fiber hood, and then the wheels he has now is what I'm trying to get. But he did tell me my red wheels inspired him to do the wheels he has now. But we're different, right? Everyone's different. He has a truck, I have a Furrunner. But I say we're all relatable in some ways because he has Lunar Rock, I have Lunar Rock. But his truck is definitely like, if I had a Tundra, that'd be that Tundra.
That is a beast. Yeah, I saw some photographs of it, and he seemed very happy. He had a great sales consultant, a good sales experience with us, so we're really grateful about that. Now that you've been through collaboration and work with SoCal, and obviously we're asking, hey, come visit with us, and you've been part of some of our events. What do you personally value in the dealership? Like if you had to
walk in today.
Yeah, if somebody said to you, I've been so inspired and I've been following you and I'm going to go get the 6th gen Furrunner. Crystal, what's your advice? What should I look for in a dealership? What would you say to them?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say go with the dealership that makes you feel like family, that makes you feel like comfortable and no pressure. And gives you time. Like if you're not ready to pull the trigger, then
don't.
Yeah, then don't. Like they shouldn't be feeling like they have to hunt you down or over convince you, right? So I would say the dealership that makes you feel the most comfortable. Because like I said, my experience, I felt very uncomfortable, and it should never be like that.
Yeah, because you never forget that. Like once you experience it, you can't
unfeel it. Yeah, you just always remember it.
Okay. This is a trick question, but not really a trick question because we talked briefly about it. If you were going to leave today from the world's largest Toyota dealership, Longo Toyota, and you could pick any car to take, we're not going to do that, so don't get too excited. But if you were going to, this is one of those hypotheticals. If you could take any car home with you from a Toyota dealership, what would that car be?
Right now?
Car, truck, SUV, it doesn't matter.
That's a good question. I would I don't think I'm a truck girl. I've never been like a truck girl. I appreciate them a lot. I would say I would get the Land Cruiser. I've always wanted a Land Cruiser, and there's a saying that goes, Furrunner people want to be Land Cruiser people, but Land Cruiser people don't want to be Furrunner people. I've visited the Land Cruiser Museum. I've gone to their events. They have something called I can't remember.
Utah.
Yeah, in
the
Salt
one in
Lake.
Utah. I've been there so many times.
Salt Lake. So Land Cruiser, I forgot what the name is, but they have it once a year in September, and you just see all the generations of Land Cruisers, and it's just so amazing to learn about it and the stories behind it.
Right.
Because they do such a great job of like giving you a tour and just all of it. I'm just so astounded by like the design, the capabilities, and all that. So I would say a Land Cruiser is definitely what I might go next in the future, but that might be a while from now.
And what color would it be? Since we don't have it in Lunar Rock, because we can't help you there. We could wrap it with 626 Customs can wrap it, but we can't give you that color.
I mean, if it wasn't Land Cruiser, I'd go 6th Gen 4. I'm the 6th Gen Furrunner, right? I feel like Furrunner is always going to be part of me. Right. Always. The blue that I had in the recent giveaway that I did with Toyota, like I think that to me is like, oh, I love that blue. It's almost like Calvary. Blue? Yeah. It's
That's the
like
color of my
blue.
FJ. My FJ Cruiser is that color.
I love that blue.
I'm in
that
love
one's
with
pretty.
That one.
There's also a TRD Camry that I wanted back then that I almost bought too. It was, I think it's a 2022, 2021 model.
Those are
it
nice.
comes in Calvary blue. So, but going back to the Land Cruiser, can you remind me what was the question?
Well, what color would you take?
Oh.
Yeah.
I would say anything close to that color.
Anything close to that color?
If we can get the blue. I love the blue.
It comes in the blue.
Yeah. I would say the blue or earth or that mud bath type of color is really nice
cool,
too.
right?
It's like I like meteor or
I like the neutral flat colors a lot.
The underground color.
Yeah.
Underground's nice too. That's also I think kind of flat too, but I'm not a red, I'm not a black type or silver or white. Definitely I'm not a white. I feel like I just need to pop a little bit differently.
So would you say that is your favorite Toyota of all time or Furrunner?
Oh no, Furrunner's gonna always be it. Yeah, Furrunner.
Yes.
I love the 5th, the 3rd gen, and the 6th gen. And it's definitely those are my top 3 when it comes to the Furrunners.
I get asked the question often, and this is a freebie for everybody. For me, Furrunner. There is no car like if somebody said you could get the GX 550, the Furrunner, or the Land Cruiser, which are basically very sister platforms right now. It's not even like a hesitation. I don't even think twice about it. And the GX 550, the V6 in there is ridiculous, like amazing. But I'd be afraid to get it dirty. I'd be afraid to scratch it. And whereas,
so pretty.
And the other thing too is when you say Furrunner, there's very few people on the planet that don't know what that is. Same thing for Land Cruiser, but Land Cruiser can be a little bit more, right? Like you said, they don't go, once you're a Land Cruiser owner, it's hard to go down towards Furrunner. And for me, it's like the only car that I really love and admire so much is the Furrunner and the 4th gen, which I lovingly call the ugly duckling. If I could find the 4th gen with the V8 in the Sport, there's just no going back. I would love it, even if it's not as powerful as the 6th gen. But the 6th gen brought back all of the vintage stuff that we all love, the wrap around the window and the top and the bolt stance and a lot of stuff that's really, really sexy. Okay, what about favorite collaboration of any brand or any dealer or any group? Anything goes. Like I did that collab and I was floating on a cloud for 3 days after I did that collab. Like, look, what do you have? Right? Like as it happens, right?
Yeah. This is the last question too, so answer carefully.
It's hard to pick one. It really is because there's so many there's so many great companies that I work with, and I can't say one is significantly better than the other. I can name some off the top of my head that I feel like have been with me through the beginning, like Cali Ray's LED. They made the roof rack. I bought the sliders from them initially. The light bar I have on the top, and also the stealth front bumper. I feel like that changed a big look on my car. And it started because I made a purchase from them, and they're like, "Oh, we noticed your stuff. We'd love to work with you." And I thought, "Oh, they believe in me. Like I'm not even big yet, or I'm not this big influencer." But they're definitely on the top. Nitto tires. I had Nittos buying the TRD Pro, so it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay with Nittos." I never had a problem, and they do great. Black Rhino is another one. The wheels, right? I love the red.
Right.
Going machine. It's like I fell in love all over again. Inspired Overland, the rooftop tent. Again, some of these things I won in a raffle, but then it ended up being like a partnership later. So that rooftop tent's amazing, the lightest in the market and standard. I want to go carbon fiber in the future. So these are little things I want to do in the future with like just upgrading the things I already have, maybe changing it. So they also have a stargazer one where you can see like the stars because it's a clear top. So
Oh, wow.
It's all romantic and stuff. And then definitely the front grill, like that's a small business, but a collab that I feel like is very meaningful for me because of what I mentioned earlier about, the small family business. And I feel like that's my signature now. Like it kind of like brought out like motivation to kind of start the merch line and all that. The headlights from Attica, they definitely make the Furrunner pop a lot. And I would say those are probably the top, but I also have to shout out like my shops that have taken care of me too, like 714 Tires, which they're near here, CB Built. They always take care of like, anything that I need done. And I trust them. It's really hard to trust a shop.
Yeah, for sure.
Aspire Accessories. So it's just, I can't pick one. Everyone's been so like helpful and supportive in my build. So I don't know.
Would you say your merch is too?
Oh, yeah. So the merch too, Black Attire helps me make my merch. And again, he's like, I'm a partner with them in a way that I get like, like being able to work with him and get my stuff out
And, like,
pretty
that
quick
freedom, yeah.
within 2 weeks. So I'm able to get that out. It's really hard to say. There's not one I would say that's above the other. Everyone has been pretty supportive. But I would say Cali Race is one of the first ones because that definitely changed the vehicle look a lot. Like the sliders, the rooftop, the roof root rack, the stealth front bumper, and then there's a lot of interior stuff I still need to install. They send me stuff. There's a lot of like when you say what's next, I'm like I have a lot of stuff sitting in my garage that I still need to work on. Like I want to get the rock lights done, the underglow.
Oh, yeah.
I have it. I just haven't installed it yet because it takes a lot of time.
It will take a lot of time, especially the underglow.
Miso Custom sent me some red lights to change on the interior, and I love red, so that's definitely going to make it look really good too. There's so many.
That's pretty neat, though. I mean, there's a lot of collaboration. Doesn't have to be that you pick the favorite one or the best one or anything, but wow, you've got a lot of support.
But working with Toyota directly, obviously that's got to be the best. Like Toyota SoCal, I would say again, they are definitely the reason why I'm at this point because they were able to award me Toyota Owner of the Month and then give me access to things and also feature me on the commercials, right?
Yeah.
And I know I'm one of the first. I think I was they're only first for the commercial one for the Toyota owners. So it almost feels like I'm helping set like the path for other Toyota owners, right? Like this is possible. Like I'm not this unique person. Like I just did this and this is what happened to follow.
Right.
Oh, this is so cute.
I love it.
Today's key takeaway is to follow your passion.
Yes.
And stay true to your vision board, right? Mm-hmm. Keep manifesting and just like letting people know your own brand and who you are as a person. I think that's like the best way to do it, even if it's on social. So
absolutely.
There's one more I forgot to mention. Best Friends Animal Society. That's another partner I'm going to start working with. They did a lot of work during the fires, and I know they worked with Toyota on a commercial during Christmas for the Tacoma.
They did. Yeah.
So I'm planning to go visit their shelter soon and kind of do some like campaigns with them to help get dogs and cats adopted. And we actually worked on an event together in, I believe it was Paramount area where they had adoptions at Walmart. And we had like that same weekend, because it was across the country, not just one Walmart. They had about over 250 animals adopted that day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's a no-kill. So they're striving towards no-kill 2025, where they want to minimize or basically, eliminate having to need to euthanize, dogs and cats, animals in the shelter, because they're so overcrowded here in California.
Yeah.
There's a lot, yeah.
There's a lot more of that elsewhere, but here in California, we tend to have that.
Texas, Florida, too, as well.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, what a great cause to do that. Mikey takeaways, same. I got to get a vision board started. Start with a 911 Turbo somewhere in there. But besides that, super inspirational story. Can't appreciate having you on the show enough.
Thank
really,
you.
really, really grateful. From soccer to coaching to mentoring to, just the journey of life and how a vehicle can become a part of our own existence and our own identity. some of the vehicles really have a soul, and it helps us in so many different ways. And I'm a little excited to tell you this a little bit, okay? Because of the Furrunner, but you've also got the Corolla. And I had to do a little correction on there. I was like, no, she's just getting started. A little bit behind the scenes, what we've been doing is talking to the GM of the store, and Doug has been kind enough to approve for us to take a good look at your car, the Corolla.
It's a beater.
I know. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over the engine and make sure that we get her safe and not leaking all over the places you indicated it was leaking. And we're probably going to do a bit of a collision work on the car for you. Which means that you will be without your daily for a little bit.
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind driving the Furrunner, but yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, so just a little something, obviously within reason, we're going to figure out what we can do, but we definitely want to help you because you've been through a lot, and there's been really, really wonderful, beautiful things in your life, but there's also been loss and change and different things in the journey that make it tougher. You know, all of us, we go through the different stuff, but there's no reason why something that has been a part of your life and carried you through so many different experiences should be on the chopping block because you're thinking about this or thinking about that. So we're gonna throw a lifeline to Miss Corolla that so XRS is gonna get a little bit more life back into her.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. You don't know how much that means to me. There's so many times I'm like, I don't want to give her up. And all my cars are girls, by the way. Sometimes people say it's a he. No, it's a girl because it's me. So the Furrunner's a girl, and then the Corolla's a girl, and then I always say Kira's the queen of the Furrunner because she was the reason I bought it. So
yeah, we love it. We love it. Well, we can't thank you enough. Thank you for joining us. For everybody out there, this has been Longo Drives, Tread Talks, and we have had Crystal on the show, the real Furrunner, as far as we're concerned. And we can't thank you enough. Again, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.